Hi, I'm Rick Dior, and that was the solo Lock, Stock, and Barrel from the Les Parks book, 15 Diversions for the Snare Drum. So this is solo number 13 in the book. I'm doing it at quarter note equals 102. Once again, a difficult solo. I'm playing it pretty slow because of certain spots are technically challenging. And I am using this field drum, which is pretty mushy. It's a 16-inch drum and these heavy Cocobolo Rosewood sticks to play the solo. So pretty easy in the beginning. Actually, it uses some 5-stroke rolls, which he doesn't use nearly as much as he uses 7s, 13s, and 15s. But there's some strange rolls in this. There's even a 19-stroke roll, which you don't see too often. And it's not even one of the original rudiments there. They only go up to 17. So we'll look at this. There are a few typos in this solo. And we'll go over those first. So if you look at line 4, the last bar, that should be a 16th note, the last beat there. So like that. There's a number of typos in the book. And you might have caught a few others. There's probably, I think, a few ties. Can't remember if it's in this one or the other one, but the music's far away and my eyesight's not good, and I've corrected them here. So if you hear it played a certain way, that's the correct way. When I'm playing these, I've changed the typos. Now the sticking, so I'm trying to remain faithful to almost all of these. The hardest sticking in this piece is the second line of the second page, where you have this. So that's a reverse tap and really tricky, and each time he changes it. The first bar is different than the second bar. So let's go here from the beginning, and I'll show you how I'm playing these rolls. I am playing these rolls kind of as written. Normally I would do a little pickup to the rolls, as we explained in the first 2 solos of this series, but here, since it's so slow and the rolls are notated as 13s or 5s or 7s, I'm playing most of them as written on the beat, although the first 7 I'm doing a little bit longer. 1, 2. So you see that figure there in the 5th bar, 5th line, first bar. It's so it says 8 there. It's a 7-stroke roll with an extra tap. Very tricky, and that's one of those things that's going to determine your tempo. All right, so that's how those rolls are going to work in this piece. So it's pretty easy, the rest of that page. And then we get to the second page. We have this figure, which we've seen before in this book, that goes like this. So that's another deciding factor as far as your tempo goes. All right, so as fast as you can play that cleanly, that will help with your tempo. And then we've already talked about the second line of this page with that sticking. And finally, we get to the flam paradiddle diddle. So that is a very, very tricky rudiment, because you got to use a lot of wrist there and then come out on that flam. So that is another deciding factor in your tempo. So all these things will help you decide not to play this one too fast. Now I can play it faster, but I wanted to do one of them pretty slow so you could hear all of these articulations. And one thing that is a positive thing about playing tempo slow is that it keeps you from rushing if you're using a metronome, as I am. And a lot of times when you play grooves on the drum set and things like that, the tendency when you play fancy fills and these kinds of stickings is to rush. Well, this is great practice to not rush, all right? And then the rest of the piece, pretty simple stuff we've seen before. I'll just play the 4th line all the way to the end so you could hear some of these Wilcoxon drags. 1, 2. So you see those flam paradiddle diddles. And those Wilcoxon drags really ghost the drag and interconnect them. So I'll play the solo for you again now, and you won't hear the click, but I'll be using it. And we'll be back with the hardest solo in the book next time. It's called Schizophrenia. So we'll see you soon.